Hey friends, Diana here from Garden Love and my co-pilot Lily here from Garden Love. I wanted to show you guys my LittleCado that I planted a couple months ago. It was in a pot and it was doing great. I decided to give it a try and putting it in the ground. Although we get frost here and we get high temperatures that the avocados do not seem to like. I read about the LittleCado. They do have, they can take up to 32 Fahrenheit temperatures, which is close to freezing. And also the heat, they're a little bit more tolerable of the heat. And when I planted it, I put this cage on it. I covered it with shading cloth. That way it can protect it for the first few months that it was really hot and it can get its roots established. I put a drip system which helped it a lot, and after that I decided to remove it. I think maybe it's been 2 to 3 months. It seemed to be growing just right and getting established. You can see all the new growth, and although it's been hot in, well, the last 2 weeks have been in the 80s, 85 the max. Prior to that we were in the 90s, and even through the 90s, it got 0 to little damage, which means it's promising. Now we have to see how it does in the frost. However, I'm going to keep this here, this cage, and if it starts getting any frost damage, I'm just going to cover it with some sort of cloth. But I'm pretty excited because, as you can see, it's showing a lot of signs of getting well established, and I'm super happy about that because hopefully next year we can get some flowering and hopefully get some maybe 1 or 2 fruits so we can taste the fruit from this. I'm hoping that in the future we can maybe put another one right there and have like a little hill of avocados. I'm trying to find the adequate tree to match this tree. That way they can be companions and they can help each other with fertilization and pollination, with the bees bouncing from one to another. And that's what I'm shooting for. I wanted to give you guys an update on this tree that is doing amazing. I do have my avocado still in a container. I moved it in a different location where it's getting continuous water, and now it's starting to finally do well. I'm going to take you guys over there so you guys can take a look and you guys can see. This has been this is about a 2-year-old tree. My other one is about a 7-year-old tree. It's definitely have grown, but it has not produced any fruit. Let's go over there now. Well, let's see. Can you see where it's at? My avocado is hiding right there behind the soil. It's in a container. I put it on the drip system. I gave it some protection with this hedge tree that we're growing here. And as you can see, there is tons of new growth. It definitely likes this spot. It absolutely loves the fact that it's getting consistent water, and this is damage from its previous location. It was getting more sun and it wasn't getting consistent water, which means that it was drying out the leaves. But now that we put it in a spot where it has access to a drip, as you can see, it is doing amazing. Look at all the new growth. Let me show you guys. And this is a avocado. The nature of this tree is much taller than the LittleCado, so it definitely, there's a difference. I think if I could flip them and put this one in the ground and the other one in the container, I would do so. Well, that doesn't sound right. I actually would love to have them both in the ground, but this one is more delicate than the avocado. I'm gonna see now that it's getting consistent water, maybe because right here it's still gonna have some frost damage. If it doesn't like the frost, we're gonna test this out this year. Hopefully, since it's getting consistent water and it has companion trees, that it would help sustain, it would help bear the frost, and it won't have that much damage to it. I'm hoping that by the time that comes, this tree would be covered with leaves, so if it does get some frost, it won't damage all the leaves. So I will keep you guys posted. I know that this tree, a lot of us have been following it for a long time, and that's because we want to know if we can get fruit out of a container growing a avocado. I honestly think that the drip system is going to be the trick to getting some fruit out of this tree. That's because Haas avocados love water, and they do love a lot of fertilizers. So I'm going to be feeding it heavily in spring. And especially if it's in a container. I talked about growing fruit trees in containers, which I do a lot. I've grown most of my trees in containers, and I learned by trial and error. And as you know, when you're growing fruit trees in containers, everything usually depletes through the holes in the bottom. So you're going to want to fertilize it a lot more often than you would a tree in the ground, because when you're giving it water, it's draining all the fertilization out and you're depleting the nutrients out of the soil. So it's going to require a lot more fertilizer and nutrients. Well, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my 2 avocados that I'm growing here in Garden Love's homestead. One is in the ground, which is the LittleCado. I believe is going to thrive and grow where it's at. This one is still in a container. I might decide to put it in the ground next year, depending on how it does over the winter. And just keep posted. I'm going to keep you guys posted. Hopefully we can get some flowers and check the theory of getting fruit out of this Haas avocado growing in a container. I feel that the drip system is going to make a difference, because once I put this tree in a drip system, as you can see, it is thriving like crazy. So I'm super excited to keep giving you guys some updates. Don't get discouraged about if you don't have room to grow fruit trees. You can grow them in a container, as I have been for the last few years. And I can promise you that if you do things right and you check my videos on all the tips I give you guys on growing fruit trees in containers, that you guys will get fruit out of your fruit trees in containers. Alright guys, just wanted to give you guys a little quick update on my Haas avocado and my LittleCado, keeping you guys motivated to grow fruit trees in containers or in the ground. Hopefully you guys are prepping wherever you're at to grow your own food that is organic, healthy, and nutrients. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one.